The sky was dark, and the wind was cold. The waves crashed against the shore, making a loud, eerie sound. It was a quiet town on the coast, where people lived simple lives. But one morning, something strange happened. A fisherman named Tom Walker went out to sea as he did every day. He threw his net into the water, hoping to catch fish for his family. But when he pulled the net back up, his hands trembled. There, caught in the net, was a fish he had never seen before. Its eyes were glowing red, and its body was covered in strange silver patterns. It looked like something from another world. Tom had been fishing for over 20 years, but he had never seen anything like this. His heart pounded in his chest as he touched the fish. It felt warm, almost like it was alive in a different way. He quickly put it in a bucket and rowed back to shore. At the docks, people gathered around him. "What is that?" A young boy named Jake asked, his eyes wide with fear. "I don't know," Tom said, his voice shaking. "But I don't think it's from here." An old man named Henry stepped forward, his face pale. "I've seen something like this before," he whispered. "Many years ago, just before the great storm that destroyed half the town." People gasped. A great storm? The town had been peaceful for years, but Henry was serious. "That fish," he said, pointing at it, "is a sign, a warning." That night the news spread fast. The whole town was talking about the strange fish. Some people said it was a message from the ocean. Others believed it was a bad omen, a sign that something terrible was coming. Tom couldn't sleep. He sat by his window watching the ocean. The waves looked different, moving in a way he had never seen before. It felt like the sea was alive, whispering secrets. He decided to take the fish to a scientist in the city. The next morning, he packed the fish in ice and drove to Dr. Emily Carter, a marine biologist. When she saw the fish, her face turned pale. "Where did you find this?" she asked, touching its strange silver skin. "In the ocean, just yesterday," Tom said. "What is it?" Dr. Carter looked deep into its red eyes. "This fish should not exist," she said. "It belongs to legends. Some call it the doomsday fish." Tom's stomach tightened. "Doomsday?" She nodded. "Every time this fish appears, something terrible happens. Earthquakes, storms, floods." She picked up her phone and started making calls. "We need to study this right away." Days passed, and the town grew uneasy. Strange things started happening. The sky turned an unnatural shade of gray. The wind howled louder than before. Birds flew away in large groups, as if escaping something unseen. One night, Tom was walking by the shore when he saw something terrifying. Hundreds of the same glowing-eyed fish washed up on the beach, their silver bodies shining under the moonlight. His breath caught in his throat. This wasn't just one fish. It was an army. The town woke up to the shocking sight. People screamed. Some ran to their homes, locking their doors. The mayor called for an emergency meeting. "We need answers," he said. Dr. Carter arrived with urgent news. "The ocean is changing," she explained. "Something big is coming." "What do we do?" someone asked, fear in their voice. She looked at them, her face serious. "We need to prepare, and we need to leave." The town was in chaos. People packed their things, but some refused to go. "This is our home," Henry said, standing firm. "We can't just run." Then the ground started shaking. The sea roared louder than ever before. The sky turned black. Tom grabbed his daughter's hand. "Run!" he shouted. And then the world went silent. A massive wave, higher than any building, rose from the ocean. It was coming, and no one could stop it.